Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. Today we're going to learn how to make a center open gift box that's got a unique hinge mechanism using washi tape. Alright, let's get started making this adorable gift box. To make the bottom of the box we need a piece of cardstock, in this case basic black, and it's cut at 8.5 by 7 1/4. And the first thing we want to do is score it at 1.5 inches on each side. So on all 4 sides, we are going to score our box bottom. And I'm using the Simply Scored scoring tool, but you could also use the scoring blade on your Stampin' Trimmer. Okay, so while I have the scoring out too, I'm going to go ahead and make the box tops, and we're going to need 2 of these for the opening, the center open mechanism. And so these are cut at 7 3/8 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score these on 3 sides at 1.5 again. So, excuse me, we want to do it on both short sides and one of the long side. And we'll do that on both of them. Again, 1.5 on 3 sides, and making sure that 2 of the sides are the short end. Next, with our bone folder, we want to get crisp edges on all of these. So everything that's got a score line, we want to make sure we get a nice burnish on it. And of course that just allows the box to have a little more play. And again, these just have score lines on 3 sides. And we'll get those all done too. Some of the littlest tools, like the bone folder, you know, it's not one of those sexy purchases, but it's one of those things that you definitely will probably want to have in your Stampin' Stash. So on the box bottom, what we want to do is make 4 cuts along the score line so that we can assemble our box bottom. So we'll go ahead and just bring those up. And I'm cutting along the score line and stopping where those intersections are. And then a tip that I've been doing here just recently is to, on the side flaps where we're going to close the box up, is just make a little notch out of those flaps. And it just helps it close and line up better. And we just want to do it on the flaps alone. There's no right or wrong on how much that you take out. We just want to go ahead and kind of get these little wing flaps. Okay, I'll do one more side here. And again, you can see that it's not a perfect science. It's just a matter of getting these little notches to help the edges line up a little better. And we want to do the same thing on our box lid. These little side flaps here, we're going to notch, or we're going to cut the flaps out on both ends, or cut along the intersection, and do it on our second part of the lid. Since we've got a center open, we've got 2 of these mechanisms. And the same thing, I'm going to notch these out. Now we'll put together our box bottom, and you can use whatever strong adhesive you like. I like to use Tombow or Fast Fuse for this. You could also use tear and tape. I'm kind of liking the Tombow for this project simply because, or the multi-purpose glue, simply because it's got just enough play in it so that you can line it up and you're not basically a one and done. Okay, meaning that, you know, on the Fast Fuse and the tear and tape, once you put that down, it's down. But this will, the multi-purpose glue, let you have just a little bit of time of lining those up. Okay, Before I started notching out the side little connection parts, I would always have these little areas that would be raised on the side of my box. And it really has helped alleviate that with notching out the flaps. So I've kind of got a light little swirly touch with the multi-purpose glue. Again, it just takes a second to press that down. And then the last one. And now we've got our nice little box bottom. We want to do the same thing with the two flaps, or the two side ones. And again, I don't think it matters which adhesive that you use. You just, again, the important thing is to make it a strong adhesive so that as the recipient of the box wants to play with the lid and it opens and closes, that you don't have anything that comes apart. And that's going to be one of the tops. And whoops, I didn't notch that one out yet. I'll do that and glue it. So guys, that's as easy as what it is to make the box and the opening lid part of it. Now we need something to act as the hinge stabilizer. And if you look on the back of mine, I've used the coordinating washi tape pop-up pink that goes along with the designer series paper that I'm using today. This is a little deviation from Jamie's version. She called for ribbon and adhesive, and I find using washi tape just so much easier. So what I like to do is to put the lids where they're closed and where they're going to go. And this is going to be like would be the top version or top look. Flip it upside down. And what we're going to do is we're going to add washi tape on either side of the project here. Steady my camera just a little bit. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I've got my washi tape. And washi tape is awesome, guys, too, because it's repositionable. So if you don't like where you have it the first time, you can peel it up and reposition it. Try to get about half of the washi tape on the box bottom. And then with our paper snips, we're going to come in here and trim it so that you can see. Trim it right up on the edge. And then we want to give it a good press from the side and line up those edges and kind of finger press it. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to do the same side, or the same thing on the other side. Okay, do about half of it on the box bottom. Take our paper snips and trim it up on either side. We want it kind of flush with the box bottom. And now bring your box lid right up, press it right up against it. I'm holding it pretty tight because the tighter that it goes, together on this, the closer the center will go together. And we just made our hinge. The washi tape is so easy, guys. It's so super easy. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to trim up, or I can even just press down any of those little sides. So anytime you need to do a hinge, think of washi tape. It really is quite sturdy. Now it's just a matter of decorating the box. Next, I'm going to share with you all of the layering pieces that you need to decorate your box. And we'll just kind of go through this here first together. On the inside liner, we're going to need your cardstock is 4 by 5 1/4. This is Melon Mambo. And also then on the sides, you're going to need 5 1/4 by 1 1/4. You're going to make 2. These are for the long sides of the box bottom. And designer series paper of 5 inches by 1. So this section right here is what we're going to need for the box bottom. For the outside of the box lid, we're going to make 2 sets of the following: 4 1/8 by 1 1/4 cardstock, 3 7/8 by 1 inch designer series paper, 4 1/8 by 2 1/2 cardstock, and 3 7/8 by 2 1/4 designer series paper. And again, all of those you need to make 2. And then we need to make 4 sets of 2 1/2 by 1 1/4 cardstock and 2 1/4 by 1 inch designer series paper. And this is what that looks like when we get ready. So these are all loose right now, and what I'm going to do off camera is go ahead and mat each one of these, and then you're going to be able to see that we're going to go ahead and put them all together. But I'll go ahead first and get all of these pieces glued together. Okay, let's start putting these layering pieces in there. I think these layering pieces are what give projects the little extra touches that people may not consciously notice, but they're such a nice little addition to it. So I'm decorating the bottom part of it here first. And we'll get that in there. Now once you make one, you'll understand how this gets assembled, and on some of these pieces you can put these on before you assemble the box, but I thought for the sake of the video, I would just add them on after the fact. Okay, so this is the side panel piece. And again, I'm using multi-purpose glue that kind of allows a little play on it. And do the other side. The inside is definitely, a little easier to do before you put the box together. But the sides aren't so bad at all. And we'll put that strip here. It just dresses it up. Just adds that little extra something that you can do. Okay, so that's the box bottom. Now let's go ahead and we'll decorate the front of it. And excuse my arm here. I'm going to get one of my sets, and we'll do the right side together here first. And I'm just getting some glue on it. Get it lined up. And for those, I do like to open this up and just kind of make sure I get a nice contact with that glue. And we'll do the sides. And the end panels, it's kind of nice because it does cover up some of the washi tape. So, don't stress out if you don't have that, perfectly lined up, because with doing the layering sections on it, it'll give enough coverage on it so you don't have to worry about where you lined up the washi tape exactly perfect. And I chose to use all of the same side of the designer series paper, Pop of Pink, when I did this. And that's what's nice with the designer series paper. If you wanted to use complementary sheets instead of all the same side, you could so do that too. I just loved the black polka dots and the bright pink combination together that I wanted to do that. And then a tip that I like to do, and I didn't show it on the other side, and I probably didn't even do it, is I do like to try to make sure that the lines here kind of all match up. Just makes for a nice appearance. Now that side's done, and I'll do the other side off camera. What I like to do on my centerfold cards is make a topper that kind of helps weight it together. So again, when they open it up, half of the topper goes with half of the lid, and then this half helps weight it together. And so what I first did for this one is I wanted the baker's twine, and this is about 21 inches of baker's twine. I have the new Melon Mambo baker's twine, and then this is from the pack. It's a party. I'll get the official name on there, from the 2016 Occasions catalog. But you can do whatever ribbon or baker's twine combination that you want. And I want to layer this underneath of the topper so that when you put it all together, you can tie it. So again, I'm going to anchor it behind so we can tie it. Hopefully that makes sense. So what I do first is I wrap it around, and again, this is whether it's the ribbon or the baker's twine, whatever you want to use. And you can even go for, like I even go ahead and make a bow so that I can see where I want it positioned. Then with some, adhesive of some sort, I personally like to use these mini glue dots. I'm going to put a mini glue dot down and anchor that. And I'll probably grab a second one just to kind of keep it into place. Now let's do some stamping. I'm going to use Papa Paradise. This is a new stamp set in the 2016-17 catalog. I love the summertime or tropical feel of this stamp set. And I'm going to first start with Melon Mambo. And I'm going to take this tropical leaf image and stamp around a piece of Whisper White cardstock cut at 2.5 by 2.5. And I re-inked my Melon Mambo, and so it really is going to look darker, but it will fade to that color there. Just random stamping. That looks pretty good. Put that off to the side, and then I'm going to take the archival Stampin' Pad in basic black and stamp our cute little pineapple images. Since I want to just do a black, white, and pink theme here. And again, doing some random stamping, kind of filling in between the spaces there. And then that's my little layering piece. And since we have our multi-purpose glue out, we're just going to keep using that as our adhesive of choice here. And I'm going to layer our stamped Whisper White piece on a piece of Melon Mambo cardstock. And this is cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then we're going to layer this element on top of a piece of basic black cardstock cut at 3 by 3. Get this awesome little matting element that will help act as our closure on our project. So when I put this down on our box lid, I want to put it just on the right side. And so here's my image in the right side, so I'm going to put adhesive just on this side, just on half of it. And I do want to untie it at this point. And our little mini glue dots kept that anchored. And get it positioned where I want. And then I like to open this up, and then this will give me a chance to, really press it into place. Okay, so we have that. And then isn't it funny how just keep adding a few elements really makes everything pop? So I've cut out some tropical floral images from Botanical Gardens framelit die set. And I've made 2 of each. I've got this flower image that the leaves kind of pop out from themselves. And I'm going to take one of the black centers and add a little multi-purpose glue. Put that one together, and the same on the second one. Cute, cute, cute. And now I'm going to just with the Tombow, the multi-purpose glue, I'm going to put down on our element here where I want our leaves to reside. And on this one, I'll have it kind of hanging off of the edge a little bit. have it look like that. Now for the flowers, to have a little more of a 3D look, I am going to use a Stampin' Dimensional foam dot and put that on the back. And before I put that down, I'm really going to try to poof up 3D these elements here. And that's what's fun about this die set, is that you can really, get some interesting looking flowers and elements. And once you get it where you like, and you can always fluff this up once you put it on your project too. Put that about here and repeat. And I like to kind of fluff it up just a little bit before it goes on my project. So again, I'm pulling out those center petals that the die automatically makes for us. So happy that this was in the Occasions catalog, and I'm so happy that Stampin' Up! Carried this die set over, because I love it. Alrighty, there's our center open gift box. And so now when we tie it, we have such a cute little package. Whoops, well, you can tie a better bow than that. And then when your recipient opens it, so many interactions. They have to untie it, it flips open, and then inside's going to be a wonderful surprise. And then, of course, they're going to have a center open box that they'll want to sit out and enjoy for months and months, I'm sure. Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and happy crafting. Oh, and if you liked this video, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my blog at createwithdee.com.